What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming with Nimbus. And today we are going to talk about a topic that you guys asked non-stop. You guys kept on asking me. So here it is. I'm going to show you guys how I modded my Atgames Legends Ultimate. Now, if you guys didn't see my first video where I showcased what I did to it and what it could do, I'll leave a link to that video down in the description down below. Okay, another thing, we have merch. I'm gonna keep saying this, we have merch. Okay, I'm gonna leave the link to the store down in the description down below. If you guys want to buy and support the channel, great, awesome. If you don't, and you know there's other ways to support your channel, if you're not yet subscribed, this is your opportunity to subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications. That way you can be notified for videos such as this. Okay, with that being said, let's get into it. Let's go. Alright guys, so before I show you guys and go step by step in what you guys have to do, I am going to show you guys what you guys need. One, you guys need these splitters, okay? These splicers, okay? These splicers and the end, that way you can connect. Once you splice the wire, you plug this in and you connect another wire to here, okay? You need these. Everything I'm gonna be showing you guys now, there's gonna be a link down in the description down below that you could buy these in Amazon, okay? I'm gonna show you right here, these are the blue ones, but you need the red ones specifically because of the size of the wire. Each one of these splicers, okay, are specific to the sizes of the wires, okay? So this is the one that you need, okay? I can't show you those because I don't have any more, but these are it, okay? The link to buy this will be down in the description down below, that we can get them on Amazon, and so will be this as well, okay? The next thing you guys are gonna need are these size wires. I forgot the size of these wires, but don't worry. Like I said, everything that I show you, I am going to put a link down in the description down below. That way you guys could buy them on eBay. I mean, not eBay, on Amazon. Not Amazon, okay? So you need wires, okay? You're gonna need wires. Another thing you're gonna need is this tool right here. I am not 100% sure what you call this tool. It says VISE-GRIP. I'm pretty sure that's the company. But this right here is gonna allow you to strip the wires, right? And it's gonna allow you to secure the wire into these connectors, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you an example of what this does. As you can see, wherever you cut, wherever you splice the wire, wherever you put this, like I did it here, you wanna open the wire, right, a little bit. That way the wire is exposed. Because if you don't, and you try to do it with this and you clamp down, it might not go through the rubber. So to make a perfect connection, you wanna use this tool. And this tool does this. You see there's still rubber on the wire. You put this in, you squeeze, and now the wire is separate. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's separate. Let me see it like this. Get out of the way. Okay, he's not gonna do it, but the wire's separate, okay? Now, you don't have to open it as much as I did. You wanna open it enough where the splicer, the metal piece inside the splicer, could get through in between. And that's it, okay? Now, again, the link to this will be down in the description down below, where you can buy it on Amazon if you don't already have one. Another thing you're gonna need, I can't show it to you because it's inside, but it's not any specific one. You need an HDMI hub, okay? You need a multi-tab HDMI hub where you could connect it here, right? And have multiple HDMIs connected inside the arcade, okay? Now, I personally opened up and made a door. I will be showing you guys all of this now. If you guys are seeing it now, you should be seeing it now. I made a door in the bottom of the arcade with some form of a lock, right? And I also made a shelving in the middle. I also, behind the arcade wall, I made huge openings for air vents, okay? Because there are gonna be consoles down there, and I need air to come into the arcade. That way the consoles don't overheat, and that's what you're seeing now. Now, as you can see, I made a hole on the side of the arcade where I have the HDMI sticking out from the inside. That way it could be connected here in the front, okay? Another thing you guys are gonna want to use, if you guys want to do it the way I did, is that I use like Gorilla Tape, really hard industrial, like back-sided tape, where mounting tape, stuff that you can mount with stuff with. That way you can mount the board and the HDMI hub, okay? Another thing you guys are gonna need, I can't show it to you once again because it's inside, but you're gonna need Brook's Universal Fighting Board. You're gonna need 2 of them. This mod is a little bit expensive because you need to buy the tools, the wires, okay, wood for the shelving, HDMI hub if you don't already have one. But these boards are about $95 to $100 each. Yes, each. So you know, it's 2 players, player 1 and player 2. So you need 2 of them, and that's gonna run you close to $200 for both of them, okay? Now, yes, it's a little expensive, but it is so worth it because when you have your control panel connected to that board, okay, this arcade is gonna be able to play Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS5 with an additional attachment that you put on the board. You could do that if you want to. What else? Switch, Wii U, Neo Geo Mini, PlayStation Mini, what else? Sega Genesis Mini. And the great thing, if you guys really want to, you know, spend the money and make this really, really awesome, is that Brook's is amazing when it comes to controller converters. So you could buy, say if you want to put a Dreamcast like I did, that's why I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 running. They have Dreamcast to PS3 controllers. So you can use a PS3 controller on a Dreamcast. You could buy those converters and basically put a Dreamcast in here, because this control panel would read like a PS3 controller. And they have different converters for different consoles. So the sky's the limit to what you want to do, is how much you want to spend, and if you want to spend it, and if you want to get it. Okay, so because this runs Xbox 360 and PS3 controllers, it acts like those type of controllers. You can use any converter that will take a PS3 or Xbox 360 controller, which is what makes this awesome. All right, guys, so after you guys made your door, made your shelving, okay, made the hole on the side for the HDMI cable, right? We are going to take off this control panel, okay? When you take off this control panel, okay, you have to detach. There's wires on this end where you have to take off, okay? You have to unscrew, I think it's 8 screws, okay? Once you get that back panel off and the control panel motherboard is exposed, this is where it gets a little complicated, yes and no. You just have to make sure that while you're splicing each wire, you are labeling them at the end of the wire with a little bit of space, because you need to strip the end. That way you can connect it into the universal fighting board, okay? Make sure you are labeling them, because you could easily get mixed up on what's wired what, okay? So, which buttons are you splicing? Obviously, you need to splice all of the connections for up, down, left, right, button, all the buttons on the joystick. You know, all the 6 buttons or the 4 buttons. I think some of you guys, there's 4 buttons. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, not 4 buttons, 8 buttons. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the 6 button one. But I think you could buy there's a panel where it has 8 buttons. I'm not a fan of the 8 buttons. I'm old school. I like my 3 buttons, and that's the one I have, and that's the way I kept it. So you also have to splice the start button, and you have to splice a home button. Now you could do it however you want, which button you want to use. I used the rewind button as the home button, okay? And I used player 1 as the start button, obviously, and player 2 as the start button for player 2. But you could do it however you feel like it. That's just the way how I did it, okay? So once you have all of that splice, all those cords spliced, remember you're gonna have to use this tool to make sure that you cut the wire open. You don't want to do it, you just want to remove a little bit of the rubber. Do not do it so hard where you break the wire. You gotta be careful. You're just literally removing a little bit of the rubber. That way you can place the splice connector in, okay? And that way you can connect the cord. Well, not the cord, but the wire. The wire, okay? Do not do it hard. Just slice. That's it, okay? Now, once you have all of the wires that you need spliced and all of the cords, the cable, the wires connected to each splicing mount, okay, you need to make a hole on the bottom plastic of here, the cover that covers the motherboard for the control panel, because you're gonna need excuse me, you're gonna need to take all those wires and put it through the hole. That way they are exposed at the bottom, at the bottom of the arcade where you probably made the shelf, okay? That's what you need to do. Now, once you did that, all right, you have to take at the end of each wire, make sure, I hope you labeled them, because if you didn't label them, you're not gonna know which wire is what, because you're gonna have to put this back together to start getting things together, okay? If you put this together and you didn't label each of those wires, you're not gonna know what goes what. You're not gonna know if this is up for player 1 or player 2. You're not gonna know if this is punch, the light punch for player 1 or player 2. You're not gonna know. So like I said, while you are splicing each wire and connecting each wire, make sure you are labeling them, because this is where it's gonna make your job a lot easier. Another thing, you do not need to splice any ground wire, just the wire for the button that you're gonna use. Do not, and I repeat, do not splice any ground wire, because you don't need it. That was a problem that I did. I thought I needed the ground wires because on the board there is a connection for ground, but I didn't need it. Once I was connecting the ground, I was getting misfires on buttons, because apparently, I had to figure it out the hard way. It still reads the input of the ground wire from the original motherboard off the control panel on the universal fight board. How? I'm not 100% sure, but it still does. So you do not need to splice any of the ground wires, just the regular wires connecting to the buttons, okay? Great. Now, once you have everything labeled and you have your two boards, this is what you need to do, okay? You need to, on the board, you'll see that everything is labeled, okay? There is up, down, left, right, punch 1, punch 2, punch 3, kick 1, kick 2, and kick 3, start, select, and home, which on the board it says PlayStation and Xbox, okay? That's the home button, okay? Once you have all your cords, you're gonna put the cord to that specific direction that you want. So if for on the board where it says up, you're gonna put the up where you splice that wire for the up connection. So you put that in there, you screw it in, and that's it. You do it for all of them, okay? Like I said, you do it for up, down, left, right, punch 1, punch 2, punch 3, kick 1, kick 2, kick 3, start, select, and home. Once again, home is, it says it on the board. I'm pretty sure you're seeing it now. It says PlayStation and Xbox, okay? You do it for player 1 and player 2, okay? Once I have all of that up, I have it mounted on the side of the arcade on the inside using mounting double-sided, like heavy-duty tape, okay? That is mounted on the side of the board, on the inside of the arcade, okay? Now, once you have the board all wired okay, mounted, you're gonna have to also get this type of USB, okay? If you don't know what type of USB this is the one that you use for your printer to connect it to your computer, okay? You need 2 of these for both of the boards. This is the only thing that you could plug into the board, and this is what you're gonna plug into your consoles, okay? So once again, like I said, everything is going to be down in the description down below to a link, that way you can buy it yourself, okay? One thing that I forgot to tell you guys, when you guys are cutting into the arcade to make your air vents, okay, make sure that you cut a hole on the bottom left or the bottom right, however you feel like it, for a plug, because you are going to take the plug of this and you're going to keep it inside the arcade. Why do I say that? Because you're going to get an extension cord or a multi-hub plug, okay? If you don't know what I mean talking about this, right? And you're gonna plug the arcade in that on the inside, and the plug for that, you're gonna put it through the hole that I just mentioned. That way you can plug it in through the back. Why do you want to do that? Because all the consoles that you're gonna put in there need a place to plug in. There it is, okay? So there you go. All right, guys, so once you have everything plugged in, connected, all the wires done, all the mounting for everything done, you're done. This is going to just work. So once you turn on the arcade, right, you could turn on your console, plug in player one or player 2, make sure that you label that as well. On the USB cord, right, that you're plugging in to the universal fighting board, make sure you label them player 1 and player 2 to its respective board for the control panel, because you need to know which is player 1 and player 2, obviously. Okay, so once you do that, you can turn on your PS3 or whatever console you have in there, right? Switch the HDMI on the arcade, right? Go to the HDMI hub if you're gonna have an HDMI hub. I don't know, people might just want to put one console in here at a time. That's fine. Okay. If you do have an HDMI hub, switch the HDMI hub to the respective HDMI that you're using for that console, and it will just turn on. And it's going to work. All the buttons are going to work, and there you go. Very simple. You can switch out consoles which you want to use, or have a whole bunch of them in there at a time. Like for me, again, I have a Dreamcast, a PlayStation 3, and a Nintendo Switch in here, okay? Later down the line, if I could get a second PS4, I'm more than likely gonna add a PS4 into this, okay? But like I said before, doing this mod, it's a little difficult, it's a little frustrating, but once you have it all done, just the option of what you could do with this, it's amazing, okay? Now, another important thing, if you are not using the consoles and you just want to use the arcade as it is with its original software, let's say if you're using CoinOps, okay, you cannot have the motherboard plugged into a console. You have to disconnect it. If you don't disconnect it, you're gonna have misfires if you try to use the arcade. So only have those USB cables for the control panel connected into the console when you're using them. When you're not using them, make sure you disconnect them, okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna end the video here. That is how I did my arcade setup. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me down in the comments, okay? I will answer you. I'll give you some tips and tricks if you guys are stunned on something or you didn't understand something in the video and you want to ask me, go ahead and ask me in the comments. Many of you guys have asked me and I've answered you guys, okay? Another thing, I know I don't really have to say this, but I'm going to say it. You're doing this mod on your own risk. I'm not saying that it's a super difficult mod and you could ruin your machine. You could ruin your machine. If you ruin your machine, it's not my fault. I take no responsibility. If you decide to do this mod, you do that on your own. You're choosing to do so. It's not on me. I am not telling you to do it. A lot of you guys asked me how I did it, and I'm showing you how I did it. I'm not going to be responsible if you accidentally mess up your machine. But I hope you guys are super successful in doing this, because I love this arcade. And if you guys do this, you guys are gonna love this arcade even more, okay? So, I'm gonna end the video here. If you like the video, give me the thumbs up, comment down below. Please comment down below if you guys have any questions. Don't forget to like the video. And as always, please, 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 do not forget to subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Gaming with Nimbus. Deuces.